My hobbit feet will not be making an appearance here today. Honestly, I don't think it's a hack because a lot of people talk about it, but the thing that has really helped my skin the most, by far, is drinking an offensive amount of water. Not like offensive to the point of where you get sick, but like whenever I want to have a coffee, I always try to have a glass of water instead. And here's another little hack. Actually, Jonathan taught me this. If your feet are really dry and crackly, as they get sometimes, if you're on a beach or if like your feet are in the sand, if you moisturize them very aggressively and then you put on socks and then you sleep with them at night and then you take them off and your feet are like soft little doughy babies. You know what I buy a lot and I definitely don't need as much of because I love, okay, brief segue, but then I'm gonna come back to it. So one of my favorite things at hotels is samples, and I constantly get made fun of because I take samples from hotels, especially when they're like really nice chic brands because they just feel fancy and I don't want them to go to waste. So I'm basically a hoarder of samples. And I especially like taking Q-tips because some Q-tips are very high quality and then some of them are really poor quality. And when you're going into your ear, which you shouldn't do too often, and never go further than your finger would go, what my father would say, because you can actually really damage your semicircular canal. And you have ossicles in there. The 3 smallest bones in the body are the hammer, the anvil, and the stapes. I learned that from anatomy. Q-tips. So the really like the crappy quality ones, they tend to like fall apart and like the little plasticky part gets kind of like stuck and it scratches and then you can cut yourself, but the really soft ones are great. So whenever I go to a drugstore, I always buy a massive box of Q-tips and I literally have like 7 of them in my apartment, but I don't use them often enough for anything. So maybe I should think of like a new usage for them. I don't really wash my hair and I think that's kind of the best solution for me. Every 10 days to 14 days is kind of the sweet spot because you don't want it getting stinky, but then I use hot water every day to try to get some of the filth out. If my hair is really clean, then I kind of feel like a bit of a chia pet and everything is really poofy, and if I want to control it, I love a salt spray. Shuamura is a really great brand that I discovered when we were in Tokyo. Love Orbe. Way is very good as well. They have like a really good styling cream that I really appreciate. Aveda is really nice because it feels like a spa. Oh, here's another little story about my life. So when I first tried salt spray, I was so excited, and I was visiting a dear friend of mine in the Rockaways, and we went for a day at the beach. And I went in the ocean and I took a swim, because I'm a Pisces and that's what we do. And I got out of the water and I remember thinking like how much I love that oceanic sort of like that salty feeling, you know, when your skin gets a little tight and like the minerality from the water and your hair is just amazing. It does these like incredible magical things. And so I was like, guys, I'm gonna invent something. I'm gonna bottle ocean water. So I bottled it, I put it in those large 2 liters of soda, filled it up, took it back to my Brooklyn apartment, and basically it sat there for a while, and then I started putting it in my hair, and then 2 or 3 friends made a comment asking if I like wore deodorant that day or if I had washed my shirt, and I didn't understand. And then when I decided to use the Google and learn on the internet that ocean water doesn't really sit well, there are all kinds of things in the water that just kind of get really funky and really gross. And so then I learned to go back to, you know, my friends at Bumble & Bumble who have an awesome salt spray. And there's a reason why brands exist and why they make awesome stuff, so you don't have to do it yourself. I definitely wash my face with cleanser every day. I know that sounds like an obvious thing, but I didn't. I washed my face with soap bars before, which apparently is not a thing that you should do. But I do that every single night. I use a toner. There's a brand called Recherche Biologique, or if you're French, Recherche Biologique, and I think it's called P50 or P150 or P350 or P450. It's P something. And it's like this little plastic capsule situation, and you put that on your skin, and I love something that stings a little bit, and apparently there's Worcestershire in the toner, which is kind of odd, but kind of nice. And so that kind of opens up my pores. And then I use, La Prairie makes this thing called an Ultra Booster. It looks like it's from the future, and it's this nice little chrome bottle with this like little gel that kind of like plumps you up, and I think it even like helps absorb whatever you're putting into your skin. And then I put on a nice moisturizer. I love my Tata Harper. I love Tata herself. I love everything that she stands for. So then I put her under eye cream, and then I put the moisturizer, and then after that I put, Kiehl's makes a really nice midnight oil that has a little bit of lavender in it. And then there are some days where I just can't be bothered and I'm exhausted and I take my melatonin gummies and I just go to bed, and I'm like, you know what? Today's not a day where my face is getting a lot of attention, but I do my best. When I'm in New York, I have a trainer that I'm lucky enough to have that I see several times a week. I see a Pilates instructor. She's extremely helpful. Her name is Anna. She's an ex-ballet dancer, so she's very put together and all about good posture. And I like somebody who's really tough on me. I stretch a lot, but I should even stretch more. Stretching is incredibly important. I love a good Barry's class. I used to do double floor, but now I do the treadmill. And then I have to do some kind of physical activity every single day because it helps me stay focused throughout the day, and it actually helps me sleep better as well. I get weird and twitchy if I don't work out. And then sometimes I'm stuck in a hotel room and I can't really do anything, so I have this push-up workout that I do. It's that obnoxious thing where you sort of clap your hands, and I do an interval thing of 45 seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds, and then I do a bunch of ab exercises. And jump rope. I love jump rope. I like to listen to happy pop music when I jump the rope. And swimming is also my favorite. Not that you asked, but I have my new New Year's goal is to really get more involved in swimming, the way Jonathan has with figure skating, because that was a passion of mine. It was something that I did obsessively. I did 20 hours of swimming when I was growing up, and it's a great sport because it's not really tough on your joints. And I get to be in the water. Who doesn't love the water? Except people who don't love water.